It's often said that when people develop bad habits, they're easy to stop and hard to stay away from. The stopping part is usually the easiest part of the process. Dealing with the thoughts that inevitably creep in about, all right, what if I just have one drink here or one drink there? What's the harm? Maybe I have gone now for a little while without drinking and I've acquired a degree of control. Let me test whether or not I have in fact acquired this control. Have a few drinks, see if it can remain contained. A natural response of an understandable question to swirl around in somebody's head. Testing that control a little too early in the process is not likely to produce a good result. But I would say after a period of time, if somebody wants to, quote, test their control, I mean, that can be part of a moderation plan, best done under some kind of professional supervision to maximize the chances it's going to work out. You're going to a party, everybody there is going to be drinking. What are some ways that you can moderate your drinking? Well, one is by drinking non-alcoholic beverages. Go to the bar, get a Perrier and a lime. It'll look like you're having a gin and tonic, and you can sip that for quite a long time while you're talking to people, engaging in hopefully interesting conversation. Distract yourself. If you're worried too much about feeling like other people are watching you and watching what you're drinking as compared to what they're drinking, important to keep in mind that other people are more concerned about what they're drinking, not what you're drinking. There's an old saying of don't worry too much what other people are thinking about you, because they're probably not thinking about you at all. So when trying to moderate your drinking, keeping it under control, it's important to be mindful of windows of opportunity. Let's say your wife or your husband's going to be away for a few hours, and you see that as an opportunity to have a couple of beers, have a couple of glasses of wine, doing it on the sneak. How can you deal with that situation? Well, the first is to recognize that you're having those thoughts, that you're already planning to do it before the window of opportunity actually presents itself. If you have a support person in your world that you can talk it through with beforehand to reduce the likelihood that you're actually going to act on that impulse, that would be great. In the absence of that, plan to distract yourself. If you're going to be home alone and you think that's a dangerous situation, then plan to do something. Get out of the house, take a ride in your car, take a walk around the block, do something to distract yourself. Because if you just do nothing and feel like you're going to be a victim of this increasing desire to just act on the impulse, chances are that's exactly what's going to happen. Do something different. White knuckling is about just sort of gritting your teeth and bearing it, like being determined to not drink and rely entirely sheerly on willpower and determination. Now, willpower is a good thing, but it's often not enough. The willpower alone has to be translated into doing something differently. If you just sit back and allow yourself to be the victim of your own urges, cravings, and obsessions about drinking or other substances, chances are at some point you're going to act on those. You have to short circuit that response to prevent it from actually leading you back to taking a drink. One of the best ways for people to find out whether or not moderation is actually an achievable goal for them is to attempt a period of an experiment with abstinence. Attempt a period of, say, 14 to 30 days, 2 to 4 weeks without drinking anything at all. Now, this is assuming that you're not physically dependent on alcohol and in danger of experiencing withdrawal symptoms if you stop abruptly. So that aside, giving abstinence a try on an experimental temporary basis, we call it sobriety sampling sometimes, where you can sample what it's like to be without drinking anything at all, even say a 2-week period. You will learn a lot from that 2-week period. You will get a chance to see what some of your main triggers are. You'll get an opportunity to kind of surf the urges and the cravings that you might have for alcohol. Might present you with a unique opportunity to get through a social situation without drinking and see that you can have fun even if you're not drinking. So that period of experimental trial period of abstinence, especially if you do it under professional supervision, which is what I do with people all the time, is help them achieve an initial period of abstinence as a learning experience. Not that they're committing themselves to never drinking again, but the idea is let's see how much information we can extract from this brief temporary period where you're not drinking anything at all for, say, 2 to 4 weeks.